Hello, everyone. You are watching The Music Lounge. I'm your host, Tatenda Kambeu. Each and every week, we get so excited when you join us for this program. And this is because you could have chosen to be doing something different. You could have chosen to be watching something completely different. But we are so grateful for your viewership, and we thank you so much for supporting this program. If you're joining us for the first time, welcome to The Music Lounge. The whole purpose of this program is to give glory and honor to God through the different talents that He has bestowed on people. It might be musical talents through singing, and it might be soloists, it might be instrumentalists. All of those different musical talents are all appreciated on the Music Lounge. And so today, I am so excited for today's guest because he's singing one of my favorite songs of all time. And so, without wasting much of your time, I'm going to let him introduce himself.
Hi, Tatenda.
Hi.
Hello, viewers. I am Lawrence Jembere, and what you wanna know? Okay,
Okay.
I am single, as in not married. I'm an Adventist, and I think that's pretty much all. And I
Okay.
love singing.
Ah, great, great. We thank you so much for coming to the Music Lounge.
Thank you.
Okay, so tell us a bit about yourself, Lawrence. Your background growing up. Where are you from? Yeah, just tell us a bit more about yourself.
Okay, so I was born and raised in Chitungwiza.
Okay.
I'm a ghetto boy. Yeah, and well, started singing when I was pretty young. Uh, I was born into a family of enthusiastic singers, and
Okay.
I think they groomed me into the ministry. Yeah, and what else? I think that's all.
Okay. Okay. And how did they groom you into the ministry? If you say you grew up in a family with enthusiastic singers, did you guys only sing during family worship? Were you singing at church? What was it like for you growing up?
Okay, so we we didn't have entertainment growing up.
Okay.
We were not those rich rich families, so to speak. So our entertainment were ourselves.
Okay.
We would sing during uh, worship time, and that's how I grew to like music. Yeah,
Okay. And how young were you at this time?
probably like 6 years, 7 years.
And how old are you now?
I'm
Okay.
29. I'm 29. I'm
Wow.
29.
Okay. So you've been in the music industry or music ministry for a really long time, right?
Yeah.
And so, okay, so since then, you've always had that interest in music.
Yes, I have.
Okay. And have you ever sung in any groups, any choirs, anything?
Yes, I have.
Mm-hmm.
I used to sing. I think the very first group that I started singing with was called Destiny.
Okay.
It had some people from Ama now. It was a male group though.
Okay.
And then I sang with Praise. And then from Praise, I sang with Shower Power as well,
Oh,
uh,
okay.
which is the group that I still sing with even up until now. I think it's been 10 years now
Wow.
in Shower Power, yeah.
Okay. And how has that experience been for you? Do you think that it's something that has helped you as a musician, singing with other people, or it's just you just enjoy doing it?
Well, it has helped me a lot. I grew up so shy. Maybe I still am, but I'm better now.
Okay.
I think because of music and being exposed to always standing in front of people, and I've learned a lot about about life in general, time management. I remember this at the time.
Mm.
Um, my grades in school were not so and my dad was like, maybe you should quit singing. That's what's causing you to fail like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I introduced to the guys, hey, I need to stop for a while
Mm.
and focus on music. And one of my mentors, I should say,
Mm.
said to me, there's 24 hours in a day,
Mm-hmm.
8 hours to sleep, 8 hours to work. In my case, that was school.
Uh-huh.
And you have a remaining 8 hours that you probably can't account for.
Mm-hmm.
So don't think that it's because you're singing that you are failing, but it's
Okay.
because you're failing to manage your time.
Mm-hmm.
If you start accounting for your time,
Mm-hmm.
then you'll be better. And from the time that I started to sort of be conscious about my time, which is something that I think I got from singing. Things were a bit better.
Okay.
Yeah,
And did the grades improve? I think that's the important
they
question.
did.
Okay,
They
great.
did improve. Yeah.
Great, great. Oh, it's interesting that you mentioned that music actually helped you gain a life skill, you know. So apart from just singing for God, you also gained some really great valuable life lessons.
That's true.
Okay, so you did mention a mentor, right?
Yeah.
And so in your musical journey so far, is there anyone who inspired you to continue maybe singing or something? Or yeah, like
Okay. There are quite a number.
mm-hmm.
Earlier in my life, it was Kudamunda. I'm sure you probably know him. He used to be my mentor
Okay.
and my friend as well.
Mm-hmm.
And then there are people like Innocent Kajautumbe. Um, he's taught me more about ministry, um, apart from just singing or
Mm-hmm.
performing.
Okay.
There are people like Mandikuza Stole.
Mm-hmm.
They have taught me. I would say probably the whole of Shao Power.
Yeah.
I've learned a lot from them. The likes of Jerry. Yeah,
Mm.
I've learned a lot from them.
And have they shaped what what you perceive music to be, maybe in the church or like yeah?
Definitely,
Mm.
definitely, they have shaped my perception of music. To me, music is a way of communicating, and I realize that it transcends languages or
Mm.
cultural barriers.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you sing to someone a different language altogether, and they can still get the emotion that you're trying to put across.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's how powerful music is.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe that they have shaped that.
Mm, that's great. That's amazing. And it's great also that you mentioned how music also transcends, different languages, You can be singing in Jembere, but I can still, the spirit still speaks to me
Yes.
even through words that I probably don't understand, and that's the power of music. So which parts do you sing? I actually hadn't asked you.
The ladies' parts,
Oh, you see.
uh, mainly second tenor,
Okay.
sometimes first tenor. Yeah.
Okay. And you said the ladies first, right? So now I have to ask you, what was it like for you growing up as a guy, right? And you're singing these the high pitched, voices and stuff. Did you ever experience like any bullying or what?
Not at all.
Not at all.
Or maybe I wasn't insecure about it.
Okay.
So yeah, I've never been bullied or been looked down upon
Mm,
because I sing a different part.
and it never bothered you as well.
It doesn't bother me even now.
Oh, okay. That's great. That's
Of course, I
great.
wish I could sing bass, but
Yeah, maybe you never know what God has in store for you. Maybe a few years from now, your voice might just change, and you also start singing a different part. Who knows? Who knows? Okay, that's great. So, as a musician, right? You said you've been in the music ministry for a long time now. So apart from singing, do you compose songs or not
not so
really?
much. But I do. I've written a couple of songs.
Okay.
Um, the likes of Simbarangu from Shower Power, if you know it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Some songs from Ama, quite a number from Ama as well.
Okay. Okay. And is it difficult composing songs?
I think it's difficult if you're trying to compose out of pressure.
Okay.
But sometimes songs come in in weird ways.
Mm.
Sometimes you could be sleeping and some melody or some words start running in your head that they keep nagging you, and you just have to put it down on a paper.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And so with like that's what it's been like for you. You just receive inspiration out of something and then you just start writing
Yeah, but
or
random things though.
okay.
Some could be a sermon that I was listening to,
Mm-hmm.
or a phase in my life that I'm in, that sort of provokes a certain song out of me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And from the songs that you've written so far, are there any that you've performed just by yourself, not with your groups or
I wouldn't say perform, but recorded. Yes, there are
really?
quite a few
Where can we find these songs? Because
on my
I'm sure
phone.
I'm sure when people listen to your song, they're going to be interested in getting these songs. Why don't you put them out?
Well, maybe I'm insecure about that.
Oh, okay.
But
Well,
yeah,
this is your encouragement. Since you're on the music lounge now,
yeah,
this is your
maybe
encouragement to, give us maybe one or two singles or something.
I'll try that.
Okay.
I'll try.
Okay, so you mentioned how there's some life experiences that have also helped you in composing songs, right?
Mhm.
Okay, so we want to look at the song that you've chosen for today,
Okay.
which is Great Is Thy Faithfulness, one of my favorite songs of all time.
Okay.
And tell us why you specifically chose this song. Is it because of a season in your life that you experienced, or yeah?
Well, I'm one person who likes l- looking for stories behind songs.
Okay.
I've heard of stories behind songs like "It Is Well with My Soul," songs like "Come Thou Fount," which is a powerful story behind, by the way. And "Great Is Thy Faithfulness" is not an exception.
Okay.
Um, so before looked into the story behind, I had this mind that maybe the songwriter had this great life that he had to express that for sure. God
God
is
is,
faithful.
yeah.
But I realized that he got into ministry and he got sick. His finances started uh, going down because of that. And I was wondering, so why then would someone write a song like that when his life is not so, not so great? And I realized that the song was derived from Lamentations. Is it Lamentations 3 from
Yeah.
verse 20,
True.
22
Yeah.
thereabout? Um, and I started reading the whole chapter, and I realized um, the chapter talks about a person who life has been throwing some punches on him, but out of hope, he says, I say this because I hope that his mercies are always new, and he speaks of the things that he's trying to prophesy, and not just a proclamation of things that are already happening. And I found that to be very profound. That sometimes we sing because our life experiences are like that, and sometimes we sing because we hope our lives would get to a certain point.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's very inspiring and very rich. And I think, for our audience to fully digest what you're saying, I think we're going to take a short break right now. As your song is playing, I hope that you guys are going to be blessed by the song. It is an absolutely powerful and touching song. And what's more powerful even is the voice that will be singing the song. So now we're going to take a short break and listen to Great Is Thy Faithfulness.
Great is thy faithfulness, O God my Father. There is no shadow of turning with thee. Thou changest not, thy compassions, they fail not. As thou hast been, thou forever will be. Summer and winter and springtime and harvest, sun, moon, and stars in their courses above, join with all nature in manifold witness to thy great faithfulness, mercy, and love. Great is thy faithfulness, great is thy faithfulness. Morning by morning, new mercies I Great is thy faithfulness, Lord, unto me. Pardon for sin and peace that endureth, thine only presence to cheer and to guide, strength for today and bright hope for tomorrow. Blessings are mine with 10,000 beside. Great is thy faithfulness. We sing, great is thy faithfulness. Morning by morning, new mercies I see. All I have needed, your hand has provided. Great is thy faithfulness, Lord, unto me. I will sing it again. Great is thy faithfulness. Great is thy faithfulness. Each morning, new mercies I see. All I have needed, your hand has provided. Great is thy faithfulness. Great is thy faithfulness. Oh, great is thy faithfulness, Lord, unto me. I will sing, great is your faithfulness, 'cause you're a wonderful God to me. You are faithful in all of your ways. You are faithful to me. I'll sing, great is your faithfulness, Lord, unto me.
What an amazing performance! What a powerful song. I think one thing I'd be interested in knowing is, with your voice, right? Because I know, like for me, if I try to sing as soloist or whatever, any voice I'm going to shake and whatever, right? So how have you trained yourself? Do you have any vocal training exercises that you do? Kind of, it's just natural.
Well, there definitely are vocal exercises that I try and do, and some diets
Really?
that I have to sort of follow.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know if I should.
No, if you want to
Okay.
expand on that, it's fine.
Yeah,
Because
of
maybe you
course.
might help someone.
Uh, well, for diet, for me, I just know I cannot take bananas
Oh,
if I'm
okay.
going to
Why?
sing, because they block my voice.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
I do not take bananas if I'm
Okay.
going to sing.
Okay.
And of course, there are things like honey, warm water. They really do help. Yeah.
And so, okay, so you have to be consistent with that, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, maybe now I'm slackening a bit.
Okay.
But yeah, I try and keep up.
Okay. And what about with the vocal training? What do you guys do? Because like no, I'm actually curious, je m'assure, because you know what, Ka? And with the way you guys also sing so many songs, like when you're invited to stage, to my programs and Chichi, you guys sing a lot of songs in such a short period of time. But your voices don't even sound like strained and all of that. So how do you maintain that?
Well, one thing I've learned is breathing is probably the most important aspect of music, according to me,
Okay.
because once you're going out of breath,
Mm-hmm.
you also start to lose pitch,
Oh, okay.
oftentimes.
Okay.
So I try and do a lot of uh, breathing exercises.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, my breathing is not so great, but I would try and do breathing exercises.
Okay.
You know, sustaining your breath, or yeah, things like that.
Okay.
And then, of course, there are other voice exercises that I try and do to open up my voice, like going up and down and
Mm.
all this crazy stuff that's not so fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That's interesting. That's interesting. And thank you for sharing that as well. And I think earlier on in our episode, you mentioned about time management, right?
Mhm.
So, how much time do you actually commit to your music ministry now? Now that I'm assuming that now you've established that balance. So, how much time do you actually commit to
Well,
all of these things?
it's a bit tricky for me to quantify,
Okay.
but I'm pretty sure that 3 Sabbaths out of 4
Mm-hmm.
in a month, I'm probably singing the whole day,
Okay. Okay.
usually.
Okay.
Um, Also, we have practice sessions that I do attend. I think about 4 hours, not continuous, but
Okay.
like 2 hours
Was
in one
a
day,
day.
2 hours in another day.
Okay.
Yeah, and also my personal
Mm-hmm.
personal time, which I don't have a timetable.
Okay. Okay.
But yeah, I also do listen to music
Mm.
to try and learn new things from other people, and yeah.
Okay. Okay. That's good. That's good. And it actually doesn't seem like it it's too much work, if I must say. You know, it I think it takes a willing heart because you seem to be someone who's very passionate about music. I mean, if you've been in the ministry for so long, I'm assuming that there's also that passion that's driving you as well.
That's
So
true.
yeah, so it does seem, it's great. I wanted to ask,
Hmm.
I think that there's some people probably have this mindset that, when you think of music
Hmm.
in the church, right, it's something that's like secondary to preaching, right? It's like something kangori kaka additional, okay, kungoti, kana chini
Also,
nguwa,
passing
let's,
time.
yeah, exactly. So I don't know, maybe you can help us. Why do you think it's important for us maybe to put more emphasis on actually including the music ministry, like, giving resources, time, and all of that to the music ministry in the church?
Well, I've known a lot of people actually who uh, joined the Adventist circle or
Mm-hmm.
the Christian community all because of singing.
Okay.
Um, they don't talk about the sermons they had on a pulpit or things like that, but maybe some song that they listen to on YouTube and various other platforms,
Mm-hmm.
and they come to church because of that. And I
Mm-hmm.
also know people who, okay, maybe to give you an illustration of what I'm talking about.
Mm.
I mentioned the song "Come Thou Fount."
Yes.
The story behind that song is such that the writer was a minister.
Mm-hmm.
He wrote a song "Come Thou Fount," and then he went astray, started
Okay.
drinking and yeah,
Mm.
things like that.
Mm.
And one day, after a couple of years, he was in a train. This other lady approaches him
Mm-hmm.
and he says, I think I know you. You're that guy who wrote Come Thou Fount.
Mm.
It's like, yes, I
Mm.
am.
Mm.
And she says, I just came to remind you that the streams of mercy are still flowing.
Mm.
And from then, that's when he then wrote the final verse.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. All to grace, how great a data
Yeah,
daily
yeah.
I'm constrained to be.
Mm.
Yeah. And it made sense to me why you would say I'm prone to wander and Lord
Yeah,
I feel it.
yeah.
I'm prone to leave the God I love and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
But he also got back to church because of his own music,
Mm.
not a sermon that he had somewhere else.
Mm.
Yeah. And also what's interesting about music is it's not just words. Like a
Yeah.
sermon is, I'm not trying to
Yeah. Yeah, no, preaching is important,
it is
just,
important,
yeah, yeah,
but
yeah.
it unlike preaching, it's also got harmonies and things like that that sort of um, if put together
Mm.
harmoniously,
Yeah.
they fit in well
Mm.
and communicates beyond just what a sermon can do.
Mm. Mm.
Yeah.
Okay. It's okay. Yeah. Well, I actually didn't know the story about, the story behind Calm
Come
Down
now, found.
Found. And I'm tempted to say, oh, maybe please sing it for us as well. But you can sing it next time. But thank you so much for sharing that. And, I also hope that I'm sure there are young people who actually look up to you as well, singing in shower power. I know there are a lot of eyes, on you. And so I also hope that they're also learning something from you. Do you think you'd be open to mentoring some people, actually?
Yeah, I'm so eager to pass on the few things that I've learned
Mm.
over the few years that I've that I've been singing.
Okay.
There are a lot of things that I've learned.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, I'm sure there will be better people to to mentor other people. But yeah,
But yeah, no, but I mean, you shared some very insightful nuggets, and I think some very helpful information. And also, I think for young people as well, for kids, especially children, right? Seeing someone who's young as well, they might not feel as intimidated,
yeah,
as they would if they were to approach someone who's much older.
that's
So I
true.
think, if you can give time to that, I think that would be nice.
It will be great.
Yeah. So I hope if there's someone who's watching who wants to, to approach Lawrence Antiwati, it's okay, right? So okay, so okay,
It
in
is
the
okay.
events that they do want to get in touch with you, how do we contact you?
Uh, well, if you message me on Facebook, I'm sure I should be able to reply.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah.
okay, great. Okay, great. So thank you so much for being part of the Music Lounge. I think we're now concluding our episode. Is there? I always ask this: is there one thing that you feel you want to leave our audience with? Anything that you think, any verse or whatever it is that you think might be helpful for our audience to, to conclude the episode with before we go?
Well, I would say there's power in music. It's almost like food. You know, what you take in, they say garbage in, garbage out.
Mm-hmm.
And it's pretty much the same thing even with music.
Okay.
Just be mindful what you listen to,
Mm-hmm.
and when you take time to really pay attention to what a song is saying, I'm sure there's more that you'll probably learn from there.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm. Thank you. Thank you so much for that. I like the fact that you mentioned, there are also certain types of music that we take in that also have an impact or an influence as well, maybe on how we actually perceive music in the church. So thank you for sharing that. I also liked how you touched on the power of music. I think I would also have to agree with that, just going back to our point as well, when we're talking about preaching, Kuti, I heard someone say that preaching is like black and white, right? And then music comes in and adds that color, to everything, and it just makes everything complete and all of that. So,
That's true.
so yeah, so I guess this is it for today. Thank you so much for
Thank you
joining
for
us
inviting
on
me.
the Music Lounge. I do hope that you continue to sing for God, that ninge chakuloso kunzoima kuita ushana elder stole kuti now Lawrence is retiring, from music. So yeah, so keep singing for the Lord, and I pray that He continues to strengthen you as well. I know
Thank you.
that you probably face different challenges along the way and stuff, but yeah. So thank you so much for being part of the Music Lounge, and to our audience as well. Not forgetting you guys, because you guys make this program what it is. Thank you so much for joining us on today's episode. Don't forget to like, to comment whatever it is. When we have these episodes, we also want you to share what you're experiencing from some of these songs that you're listening to. So please don't be shy. If you want to comment on what you are getting from these episodes, feel free to do so. So don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe to our YouTube channel as well. And if you want to be part of the Music Lounge, get in touch with the number that's appearing on your screen right now, and we'll see how we can make some magic happen. I truly hope that you've been blessed, inspired by today's episode. Until next time, have a blessed Sabbath.